Royalties.
The whole royalties chapter is online at howtobeselfreliant.com/royalties. It has links and visual aids. Imagine getting a job where you don't know how much you're getting paid and your money is split up and buried somewhere in the world in locked boxes, and the key is an algebra equation. Music royalties are complicated. Some would say overly complicated on purpose, but that conspiracy theory is just ridiculous because who would want to be responsible for holding vast sums of squeaky clean cash? Not an organization that most musicians find by accident, if they ever find it at all. There are companies that know where your money's buried and the math to unlock it, but they take their cut. Royalties are the monies paid when a song is sold, streamed, downloaded, played live, etc. There are a few types of royalties that are owed to rights holders, which means songwriters, publishers, performers, labels, artists, etc. This chapter gives a basic understanding of terms you need to know and a step-by-step guide for new and existing artists to register and verify their works are properly registered. Each musician has a unique situation and song splits to consider.
Collection societies.
Collection societies collect money from various sources on your behalf, and registering with them is the only way to access that money. They take a cut, but there's no way around that. You don't have to be a citizen of the country these societies are located in to become a member. You can only become a member of one PRO, but can be a member of multiple MROs and CMOs. You just have to make sure they are all collecting from different areas and there's no overlap, or else that can lead to delays in payment.
PRO, Performing Rights Organization.
PROs collect performance royalties. In this context, performance means the use of your music in a retail or commercial space, which they issue licenses for. Think of it as a rental fee for your music. ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and GMR are PROs. CSAC and GMR are invite only.
MRO, Mechanical Rights Organization.
MROs collect mechanical rights royalties, which is a fee for every time a copy of the music is made, paid to the copyright owners. A stream and download is considered a copy. The MLC collects mechanical royalties in the US only. A CMO like SESM can collect the rest, or you can sign up for multiple MROs like CMRRA in Canada or MCPS in the UK.
CMO, Collective Management Organization.
These collect both performance and mechanical rights royalties. PRO plus MRO equals CMO. SESM in France and GEMA in Germany are both CMOs. The MLC has a list of global CMOs on their website, themlc.com.
NRO, Neighboring Rights Organization.
NROs collect royalties for the performers on the recordings and the copyright holders of the songs. Sound Exchange is an NRO. They collect digital performance royalties from worldwide NROs. Sound Exchange Direct is the portal where artists and labels manage their catalogs on Sound Exchange.
Record labels and digital distributors.
These collect from the music distributors or DSPs that carry the product.
Types of royalties and who collects them.
There's a difference between a song or a composition and the recording of a song. Both can have different owners and royalty splits. Royalties are collected from different sources for copyright ownership, songwriting, performance, sales of physical product, and mechanical licensing of the music.
AFM SAG-AFTRA, Non-Featured Artist via IPRD Fund.
If you've ever had music on a TV show or a movie, search your name on their site. Go to www.afmsagaftrafund.org/search/unclaimed. If you have unclaimed royalties, your name will come up. If nothing appears, you don't got nothing.
Terms to know. Songwriter.
Means writer of a song or a composition.
Publisher.
A publisher publishes a written song. Think of a publisher as an agent of a songwriter. You are your own publisher unless you are working with a publishing administrator. At some point, the powers that be realized that publishers were ripping off songwriters they represent, so they mandated that 50% of publishing royalties go directly to the songwriter and 50% to the publisher. If you're self-published, you get 100% of these royalties.
DSP, Digital Service Provider, or Streaming Service.
Amazon Music, Apple Music, Deezer, Pandora, Qobuz, Spotify, Tidal, and YouTube Music are all DSPs.
Song codes, ISRC, International Standard Recording Code.
This is an ID given to a recording.
ISWC, International Standard Music Work Code.
Are codes given to a work or a composition. The ISRC is the code that represents the recording, and the ISWC represents the composition. If I write and record a song, then record a live version of that song, those recordings would have different ISRCs, but the same ISWCs. ISWCs always start with the letter T.
Bowie, Best Open Works Identifier.
Another work ID. I've never seen any mention of a Bowie code outside of the musical database called Quansic, which I highly recommend exploring. It's free. Go to explorer.quansic.com, Quansic.
Publishing Administrators.
There are companies who will collect publishing royalties on your behalf called publishing administrators. They collect publishing royalties from most of the world and take 15 to 20% of all the royalties they collect on top of membership fees. Cobalt, Songtrust, CD Baby Pro Publishing, and Two Corn Publishing are all publishing administrators. Tip: publishing administrators require that your royalties from the MLC get funneled through them. If you have a back catalog and are thinking about joining a publishing administrator, sign up for the MLC first, get the initial backlog chunk of change, and then sign up for the publishing administrator to collect everything moving forward.
Artist ID codes.
Knowing your codes and ID numbers helps with more accurate reporting and distribution by the whole chain.
ISNI, International Standard Name Identifier.
ISNI codes generally apply to credits for songs rather than royalties. Each member of a band and the band should have their own ISNI. For example, I have my own ISNI, Julia has her own ISNI, and Soft Palms has its own ISNI. To see if you have an ISNI, search the database at isni.org/page/search database. You should also search your own name by using the free Quansic database at explorer.quansic.com. If you don't have an ISNI, you can get one for free through Viva Collect. Viva Collect is a free music collaboration app where you can keep track of your credits and get a free ISNI. It's very useful. vivacollect.com.
IPI, Interested Party Information.
This number is assigned to you when you sign up with the CMO, MRO, or PRO. If you have aliases, those will each have their own IPI and will be connected to the same account.
IPN, International Performer Number.
Another musician identifier similar to an IPI.
How to register.
Songwriters are responsible for registering their portion of a composition with their own PRO. For example, if writer A is on ASCAP and writer B is on BMI, each writer must register independently with their own PRO to get their royalty shares. Once both parties have registered, ASCAP and/or BMI will create an ISWC for the track, but only after 100% of the splits are accounted for. Make sure you coordinate your efforts when registering. The two companies share a public database called SongView, where they get info on the tracks like ASCAP and BMI work IDs and the ISWCs. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to register and keep track of your music.
Step 1. Create a discography spreadsheet.
This can be done on a spreadsheet program like Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. Make columns with artist, album title, track number, ISRC, ISWC, song split percentage, release date, ASCAP work ID, BMI work ID, and MLC song code. Fill that sheet in. Other things to know are BPM, key, catalog number, label, credits, descriptors, anything else about the track you can possibly think of. I organize mine by album and track number with the albums color-coded.
Step 2. Register for ASCAP or BMI.
If you don't have one, create an ASCAP or BMI account, not both. Pick one and search for free ASCAP writer and publisher or free BMI account. If you join ASCAP, create a writer account and a publisher account. BMI collects writing and publishing royalties with one account. They use 200% to represent this. IPIs will be given to you right away. Make sure you copy-paste those onto your discography spreadsheet. ASCAP will give you 2 IPIs, one for your writer account and one for your publisher account. If you already have these accounts, double-check your works to see if anything is missing and the percentages are correct. 3. Register your tracks. If you are registering a track that has both ASCAP and BMI members, enter your percentage and use writer unknown for the remainder. The other parties will have to register with their own PROs. Again, there won't be an ISWC code created for the track without 100% of the splits accounted for. This may cause problems when registering for the MLC and Sound Exchange and lead to incomplete or inaccurate reporting. Coordinate your efforts. It takes a few days to get an ISWC after registering with ASCAP or BMI. Example: Writer A is an ASCAP member, and Writer B is a BMI member. Writer A should register the track and put their percentage and the remainder as unknown writer and unknown publisher for the percentages that are not theirs. Writer B should register the same track with BMI and enter writer unknown and publisher unknown for the remainder of those tracks. An ISWC code will be issued for the work once both Writer A and Writer B have registered their shares and 100% of the publishing is registered. An ISWC code will show up on the works page in the ASCAP and BMI catalog in a few days. Wait times vary. Find your track's ISWC. For ASCAP, check the Performers and Other Info tab on the works page. For BMI, the ISWC will be on the works page. ASCAP and BMI have areas on their websites called ASCAP On Stage and BMI Live, where you can submit a claim for each time you perform your music live. Music venues pay a blanket license for all music being played in their establishment.
Step 3. Register for the MLC.
Sign up for a free account at themlc.com using your ISNI and IPI number. For ASCAP members, use your publishing IPI. For BMI, use either your writer or your publisher IPI. It takes a couple days to verify your account. 2. Once you get verified, create a member profile. 3. Register your works. For directions on how to register your work with the MLC, go to help.themlc.com/en/support/how-to-register-works-in-the-MLC-portal.
Step 4. Register for Sound Exchange Direct.
Sound Exchange Direct is the most confusing one. Take it slow, and if you get lost, they have links to video tutorials for each step on the corresponding pages. If you've released music on a record label, communicate with your label to see if they have uploaded your tracks to Sound Exchange. If you've self-released, you're most likely going to have to upload MP3s or WAVs of your music to register. Make sure the metadata, which is the ISRC's artist name, track title, etc., is embedded before uploading. More on metadata in the metadata chapter. 1. Visit register.soundexchange.com to register for a free account. 2. If you're starting fresh, go to My Catalog, Submit Recordings, and start adding recordings. Make sure you have the track's ISRC codes and other metadata embedded in the audio files before you upload them. Enter as much info as you can on the recording entry page for each track. All this info should be stored on your discography spreadsheet. If you're confused, they have links to videos on how to do this. 3. Check to see if your tracks are already submitted to Sound Exchange. Go to My Catalog, Search and Claim to start searching and claiming. Best to search using an ISRC code, but you can search by artist and song title too. Claim as an artist if you performed on a track, and claim as an RO, a rights owner, if you own the masters. You will need to know what percentage of the song you have ownership of and claim that accordingly. Note: every performer on a song should be represented on the Claim as an Artist section of Sound Exchange. Everyone in the band should have their own Sound Exchange Direct account. 4. To allow Sound Exchange to collect your worldwide royalties, go to your dashboard, click on your registrant account, and on the secondary menu, click More, then on the drop-down menu, click Membership Summary. Under Mandate Territories, make sure it says Worldwide. If it doesn't, click Update to the left and update it on the next screen. Sound Exchange gives 5% of the royalties they collect to the AFM-SAG-AFTRA, or American Federation of Musicians and Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists Fund, for the non-featured artists or session musicians. They don't collect for every track, only the top 100 SoundScan recordings on the AHRA, Audio Home Recordings Act, list, and the top 2,500 sound recording titles from the DPRA, or Digital Performance Rights in Sound Recordings Digital Millennium Copyright Act, list. These are the big tracks, or tracks on TV or movies only. To see if any of your tracks are on the list, go to afmsagaftrafund.org and explore the unclaimed royalties and covered royalties pages.
Copywriting your work.
Your work is technically yours once you create it, but if you want the ability to challenge someone who steals it, you have to register your work with the U.S. Copyright Office. The fee is $65 for published albums, $85 for unpublished albums, and $65 for individual tracks. Just do it. Go to copyright.gov/registration.
The black box.
Somehow, a term came into being that makes people think there's a large sum of money in a black box somewhere. If you have been making music for a long time and haven't been collecting your royalties, then yes, your money is most likely still there because nobody else can collect it for you. Follow the registration instructions earlier in this chapter to get your money.
Comedy, spoken word, and podcasts.
Non-musical works do not generate the same royalties as musical works because they are not represented by organizations that issue music licenses, like ASCAP, BMI, or the MLC. Two organizations that collect for non-musical works are SoundExchange and Spoken Giants. SoundExchange collects royalties for all sound recordings played on non-interactive digital radio. This includes recordings and soundtracks made by actors, comedians, and spoken word artists, in addition to musicians. Tell any comedian, poet, or spoken word artist friend of yours to sign up for SoundExchange Direct. Spoken Giants. SpokenGiants.com. According to Spoken Giants, they are the, quote, first global rights administration company for the owners and creators of spoken word copyrights, end quote. They represent comedy, speeches, public readings, and podcasts.
Who gets my royalties when I die?
Create a will and include your royalties in it. A posthumous membership can be created for a friend or loved one who never registered their music. Call the PRO, CMO, or NRO for more info. Royalties confuse everyone, so don't get discouraged if it doesn't click right away. If you're researching further, go straight to the source. The MLC has a great way of explaining the process on their site, and you can call the MLC, ASCAP, BMI, and SoundExchange Direct with questions. They're very helpful. I recommend avoiding publishing administrators' websites for your research because the information on those sites is nebulous on purpose. Remember, they are trying to sell you a service. Straightening out your royalties takes a few months to complete, so be patient. Don't let it fall through the cracks.